for this matchup. I can't wait to see the utilization Harbor has now as Heretics going for what looks like fairly under control over to Halls, also listing over towards this ace site. It's a long recon dart, but it's going to garner a lot of info here, especially onto Divide.
Perfect little shot coming from.
Oh! Oh my God!
Now there is one way to start off this map.
One enemy remaining.
That is incredible. He's got one bullet left, one player remaining. He's going to try and get it. Oh, okay, boo.
Oh, Pavlos, you wanted to know how to start. How do you start Breeze on the back of a loss? That's how you do it. PaperX, they show that no matter how bad the scoreline was in the map beforehand, they are more than happy to rest, reset, and go in with renewed vigor.
Let that sit for a second, everyone.
Let us simmer.
We're talking about Harbor. We were talking about how PaperX are going to approach this, surprise everyone. It doesn't matter when you've got someone like Divide just pressing ahead.
Absolutely.
Just tapping them.
And on a map like Breeze, where the sniper rifle is going to have such huge range, being able to get your chamber ultimate up so early is really going to have some huge effects down the line. For now, though, Heretics once again going for a fast round. This time, though, over to B.
And it's a force. We rarely see Heretics go for something like this, but this time around they're comfortable because they've done some damage. Onto the side they go. Mindfreak doing damage with a Bulldog, making sure that player is down. Zeke is no more, and therefore no flashes can be available for them. Not just a shot by Mixwell here on the Marshall, looking for more. Boom. Heretics finally finding the way onto the scoreboard. Mixwell as well, getting the better positioning, which is very, very aggressive. Low HP in the Heretics players, which could mean it could be quick cleanup by PaperX, but Mindfreak is scared to cross the wall. Toxins down. An opportunity perhaps to close up this gap. Heretics playing the slow game. Staying back, no reason to peek. Benkai though is desperate for one. He's peeked but misses a mark. Recon. They know where Mindfreak is. They're going to keep it simultaneously. Avova coming true with a kill. 3 against 1. Benkai with a Marshall. Everybody's one shot without Marshall. Oh my God! 1 bullet. Yasurio. Oh! He's got a chance! He's got the classic and he's chasing Boo. Boo is trying to run, ring around the rosy, round and roundabout. He goes,
Oh my God!
Boo gets the victory, and the Heretics get the second round.
Oh my God! What? We're 2 rounds in, Pavlos. We're 2 rounds in, and already we are seeing absolute masterful plays from these teams on every agent. I want to highlight as well, we also saw through the smoke Divide tagged 3 of those 4 players without seeing any of them. Low HP on every single member, but it did not matter. Boo, 1 away from being able to bring out that Hunter's Fury, and we're about to enter just our 3rd round.
I think we're in for a show, guys.
I think we're in for a good one.
And
PaperX aren't going to respond with a force fire of their own. Instead, it's Pistols. Heretics looking to set up towards this ace site. Bit of info garnered from Boo, but only for the first. Divide once again answers the call of duty.
Divide. Bring it straight back up. PaperX have actually got the numbers advantage in this. They got the pistols. No way this is another topsy-turvy.
And with that second kill as well, Divide brings out the tour de force. This suddenly becomes so doable.
This could be doable, you're right. This could go to the hands of PaperX. But they've got the wrong idea in regards to what site will be breached. The B site is what they've entered Avova. Lurking in mid. Nestling himself into a corner. Getting comfy, getting snug. And as soon as Benkai falls, make sure there's a coffin and a wall 6 feet deep to shove him into. Heretics now have equalizing numbers, but with a better weaponry should be able to deal with it. Still a trade. Mixwell comes through and doubles up with Mindfreak now on the hot seat. Looks to wrap. Heretics though are smart, they reposition and there's no way Mindfreak will find them. All they have to do is just hide. So smart by Heretics. And it is a damaging round. Was that a dink? That was actually a dink and he doubles up. Wait a second, Mindfreak is sealing it. Wait a freaking second. He's running out of time though. He doesn't have the time. But that round was a statement. Fear our pistols.
Absolutely, Pavlos. This is neck and neck with hyper-aggression and some of the best aiming we've seen for the whole tournament. Absolutely incredible from both of these teams. And now as we enter the full buys, Heretics, they took so much damage that round. How are they going to match the Vandals that are about to come out from PaperX?
That is a very good question. It's troubling. But you know, when you've got pistols, you feel like you've got less to lose, you know, you go for some aggressive points.
They've also got that Hunter Fury to work with.
Now, at what point will it be used? Will it be used preemptively to help initiate an attack? Kellogg's actually fairly deep already. Divide forced out damage. They're really trying to push. Oh, Jane, hello. Nova's been left behind, and he wins the trade. Mixwell on the site falls. Paper Rex have got multiple angles to work with here, but the fact that Vova's still alive is causing a lot of pressure. Forsaken finds a shot, and Paper Rex are winning on all edges apart from the one with a fight on Boo. Boo ends up falling. Forsaken moving in from main. Kellogg steals with him, and he's up against a 1-on-2. Slowly switches position, but he won't be able to deal with that one. Heretics get some guns in the board and are able to get a win.
Absolutely, and they start their strike back against Paper Rex. Once again, the talent is oozing out of these players on Breeze. I think we may have found our we may have found our coup de grace, our absolute masterpiece of this series with what has been such a flashy map so far. I wish I could only dream I was that smooth, Pavlos.
Any riot in the house? Give this guy a gun, buddy. He deserves it.
Oh, that's a bold statement to throw. That's a very bold statement to throw.
Yeah, tweet Kremer, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Message him. He could give you one.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
That's all right. I guess we own it at this point. Thanks, Pavlos.
All right.
Rip in box.
Forsaken. And open up the Paper X onto Fury. You. Okay. All right, we can see you. We can hear you. That is a lot of damage. Heretics have guns this round, and they just got dealt with as if they had mere pistols.
Absolutely. Granted, they didn't have too many guns. It is a hero vandal sort of in the mix. It's not a full buy from Heretics.
What's interesting about this is they're able to get the cross through towards the B site. There is a chance, but no. Benkai is just there, holding down the line, the gatekeeper. And Boo is on a solo journey. He's going to opt to save it, that's for sure. But he may as well try and take some down with him. Yeah, wherever he goes. If he crosses towards the doors, he'll be seen. If he... There's a player in Nest as well, with like some Mind Freak. Oh, Mind Freak maybe timing. Could he get a spike plant? No, he's going towards the A side. Never mind. Never mind. He's going to keep... He's not going to check his right-hand side. And that will be the round for Paper X. They are now in the lead.
Clean round there from Paper Rex and from Benkai, but now it gets interesting. Now the full investment comes out from Heretics, and this is where you really get to see them sort of flex their muscles a bit. Hopefully, I believe we will be seeing a operator come out from Kellogg's, and once again, Kellogg's, he is impartial to bringing out these glass cannon operators for circumstances exactly like this, where they need that extra oomph. Luckily for Heretics, with 4 ults on the board, that oomph may be coming very quickly. Mind Freak and Forsaken both push their ultimates as well. Zeke about to get a stealth command as the full execution comes out off the back of a very fast push to this B site.
It is very fast. Jing gets out of trouble though. Heavily occupied B sites. 2 very strong duelists can do quite a bit. Looking to avoid the Hunter's Fury, they get another in their efforts. Heretics can't do a thing! They're being toyed with. They're being danced around. And there's nothing they can do. Mixwell might have given Heretics some fresh air to breathe, but Devi is there to suffocate them. There's a chokehold with a name on it, and that is where Devi will seal the deal. Spike now dropped with Mixwell, with subpar ultimate, it will. Oh. Knife.
Oh, he missed it!
But he gets the kill either way. No knife. But the round for Paper X.
For a moment there, Pavlos, for just a moment, it looked like it was possible, but no. If you're going to whiff, at least you do it with a knife, right? You're going to be seeing a very, very strong position now from Paper X, who have not only just found their momentum, while everyone desperately finds the camera, Heretics, they try and find their momentum, because with little money, they need these kills as quick as possible.
They really do. Aww. Timing was unfortunate there for Benkai. But he's always a showman. He loves to be in front of an audience.
There's the hero operator we're talking about. This time on Mixwell though, instead of Kellogg's, who brings out the Blade Storm.
Paper Rex really need to hold this on because Heretics have completely upped up the pressure, but it doesn't even matter. They get dealt with in a matter of seconds. Completely quashed. And two at the back of the site, struggling for space. Sheriffs feeling a little bit more comfortable to get a little bit closer, but Benkai is having none of it. Zeke up into the site, but they're in trouble. Cascade coming their way, closing up the gap against them, and Paper Rex are actually lost a couple of players here. This is not that easy, but Mixwell is the final standing player for the team. That's one, but will be dealt with. It's damaging, but Heretics still cannot get a win.
Damaging but not damning, as we see a 5-2 scoreline now. Paper Rex really garnering this momentum, and we were sort of asking the question on Fracture, how good can Harbour be on the defense? Well, I think Paper Rex may have figured out how to make it work, and that is with unrelenting aggression and constant, crisp, clean aim, and we're seeing it especially on Forsaken, who has constantly now found himself with the Super God Squad for getting the 7 rounds against him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
big time.
Going into the safe, though, there is that Viper Spit available for Avova, and that may be what mitigates the effectiveness of these snipers on Forsaken. He just needs to be able to get in position to use it. Heretics, they continue the fast pace, hitting straight onto this B site. This time, though, Paper Rex aren't in position to try and get this early trade.
And finally, Heretics get a pick without being punished. Zeke. Oh my goodness. Using the null command and executed on the spot, everything thrown at him. Viper Spit, Heretics need to win this, man. They can't lose anymore.
Absolutely, and with the Aldron already being deployed, trying to ping that Viper within the pit may become very difficult.
Mind Freak, Cascade. Trying to gain space and slow down his opponents. Limit them to an area of the map. Mixwell finds Mind Freak. He's on the hot seat again. Forsaken, make sure he's burnt. Jing carries on, and he can make himself out of there. Jing on the Empress is unstoppable, and Boo, he's got the right positioning. He can delay it, but Jing is holding the position, and Jing shoots him down. Paper X wants to make Breeze their own.
You said Jing can do a lot with that Empress. I think we've seen exactly why. What a performance.
Remember what we said about the timeout, where we said Heretics would play it slow?
Yeah.
They didn't, did they?
No, they absolutely didn't. And we saw some serious punishment go their way. Really, really strong stuff.
And it sort of worked at the start, didn't it?
Well, but that's off the back of the null command, the Viper's Pit, these heavy, heavy commitments. Yeah. Oh my lord. You can definitely hear the fan favorites earning every single one of those chants.
Oh, we're hearing some Heretics in there as well.
Oh,
the
we
venue
are.
is
We are.
split.
Straight down the middle.
And also middle being spoken of. You cannot be serious. Being so comfortable to push up that quickly. I mean, yes, Heretics are in pistols, but this is just brutal. This is murder.
There's only so much Avova can do here as well. Now he's deployed that poison orb, everyone knows where he is, and with Mixwell sort of his position suspected, that's going to be his tour de force though. Suddenly this becomes very doable, Pavlos.
Jing, who's got a whiff of where they're heading, where they're trying to go. Things get the spike and head in a direction of the site. 50 seconds. Do they group up or split? Still, subpar weaponry. But Mixwell one orb away from guaranteeing getting the tour de force.
Teleport's ready.
Looking at this plant as well, that tour de force comes out, and on that A site, there's such huge angles to work with. This would be the perfect scenario for an eco victory.
Mixwell saying, let's play. Now who will win this game? Who will win this little mini game in this round of over? Even with a Sheriff, he's deadly.
There's 2 state bites available for Avova as well. Even if the tour de force doesn't work, they have the after plant utility. And look, Avova instantly sets up.
He's got a lineup. And Mixwell isn't forced to peek out, which puts the Vi in a pressuring situation. It's a bullet to the heart to give Heretics a victory.
Great round from Mixwell. This is off the back of both Benkai and Forsaken getting that 3 kills in what was the first 5 seconds of the round. Absolutely perfect.
And it was a pistol round that did it again. So freaking strong Heretics are on this eco.
Absolutely.
Time and time again. Not only the semis, but they're bringing it to the finals as well.
Headhunters, Sheriffs, they're able to get so much done with what is such a small investment. And this is still in a 2 versus 5 path loss for Paper Rex. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them time out straight off the back of that, purely to rest reset. Benkite, Hunter's Fury already available, Forsaken close to another Blade Storm, but over onto Heretics is Boo, also ready for a Hunter's Fury of his own. A few engagements, a few whispers of bullets exchanged over to Corridor, but it's Benkite once again with that Hunter's Fury to garner a kill, and onto Zeke. Especially means that Forsaken and Jing are going to be able to play at point blank without the risk of being suppressed.
Without the risk of being suppressed, without the flashes to allow the entry. It's quite a hindrance. This pick. Heretics must feel a little bit more comfortable about it. It's over. Playing with the feeling of the players in B. But of Heretics, the game plan is to assault that mid side. Benkai drops, which keeps things equal. Not for long though, I've overkilled.
And there's instant trade though as well. Mixwell also low on HP. They've been able to do these 2 versus 4s before. Can they do so now with an extra player? And can they do so with Devi on such a close angle on this B site?
They try to bait them towards the B site and it's worked. Only one to defend, but Devi can hit his shots. The first one to die is Mixwell. It was low.
30 seconds left.
Therefore a cleanup was swift. Boo. Looking to enter, but 20 seconds. The rotation already coming in. They need to be quick. Mixwell doing damage onto Devi. It's Boo actually. Still, they cannot deal with the rotates. They really cannot. Boo will get shut down by Forsaken to the side. Paper Rex on the defense of Breeze seem like a different beast.
Absolutely, 7-3. Paper Rex really putting some distance between them and Heretics now. The worry, the fear, it's got to set in. Remember, Paper Rex, even if they lose the map after this, they get to go to Icebox if everything works out in their favor. And if Breeze is how if the Reyna on Jing and the Jet on Forsaken is looking this strong now, what is Icebox going to look like?
There's a big question on our minds, provided that whoever wins this series will be on tournament match. And one more match will be required, one more map will be needed to close this out. Again, how have Paper Rex got on all the entries? Shouldn't it be Heretics that are super strong with that? Well, I guess not. Mixwell leveling up, but Jing hasn't had enough of this. Mixwell, a little bit delirious about it. 180 turn, and Jing is no more. But Paper Rex is still challenging him mid. They really want to go for it, and Mixwell cannot survive it. In the meantime, Heretics haven't really moved.
What I like about this challenge is it means that the players aren't going to be able to retrieve the Vandals in mid. They're having to use Marshals and the Classics to get onto this B site, up against what is going to be Operators and Vandals. And even the 1,000-folded seal on Forsaken.
Blocking sight.
And Heretics can't really get to the B site in time. Boo, what? With a Classic to deal with the base. Paper Rex making a few mistakes here, but will it matter? Still, looking to rotate quicker, but you know, having the mid control is much more beneficial for the Paper Rex side.
Absolutely. Now Benkai, wary of the flank coming.
He's going to see it. He's going to see
information.
it. And he gets the kill as well.
Oh! Boo does have an Operator, which means this is by all means doable. A 2 shock dart to work with and a Hunter's Fury for the afterplant. Once this spike goes down, it's possible.
Yeah, but there's a high tide in front of him. He cannot cross the waves to get into Breeze. 8th round for Paper Rex.
Absolutely, yeah. You see the banners being held. This is truly becoming a masterful performance from Paper Rex. The question on my mind now becomes Heretics. They've already used their timeout. Clearly hasn't worked. What do they do from here on out?
To be fair, Heretics went in with a shaky buy. And
Yep.
Paper Rex's play isn't perfect, but it's unorthodox, and it's something that Heretics can't account for.
Absolutely. And it takes like this extreme prescience to be able to like, extrapolate how aggressive Heretics are going to be, counteract it, then continue pushing yourself. And Odin comes out on Jing.
Oh dear, Forsaken felt the pain of missing the shot. The second swing will do it. Aggression to the site though. Kellogg's needs to open this up for his team. Boo assists with Hunter's Fury to create some more space. And if you look at the wall creator, the toxins are very far wide. Heretics won full cycle, and it's paying off.
Low HP on Zeke and Kellogg's though means that they need these kills fast. Over his flank, Pavlos.
It's perfect, and it catches the entirety of Paper Rex off guard. Now it retreats to net get picked off again, so he can have the opportunity to do that a second time around.
Absolutely, there's a few angles to work with here. It's flank on flank on flank. Pavlos, Kellogg's falls down to the 3v3.
It's flankception up in here. Zeke dies. Heretics, can they hold on? It's over, but he's so far away. They know where he is, and they can get on the spike.
They've got a snake bite to work with though. Instantly deploy though, doesn't land in time.
It will not. There's no way. It will be defused.
Oh, it does! And he takes that position!
Wait a second, Aveva could do it. 24 points of health. He needs to peek it. He needs to peek it. Oh, guy gets it! And he's got the time!
Oh my God, Pavlos! My heart cannot take this. I simply cannot. What a map we have on our hands right now, and what a series! Talent after talent after talent, play after play.
So far, right? But going to the second half, I think they're going to turn up the pace, and the speed is going to be a lot more than what we saw on the defense. But you guys will take it all as you live cast the action, and I'll be waiting to join you back after the game.
Thank you very much, Universe. It's time to get back into the action here for the second half of this game. As both teams are 1-1 on the score for the map. Simply, Kellogg's wants to open things up strong. They come for a comeback before, they want to do it again. Zeke is feeling it, and they want to put pressure onto Paper X from the get-go.
Mixwell leading, Zeke leading from the front now. Mixwell backs off, 2 versus 5. Heretics can do it, now can Divide.
He's only got 1. Barely enough health to work with. He will be shut down. And Heretics will be closing out the score with 4.
Very, very strong round from Heretics. A very, very strong round from Zeke there. And now the Heretics fans, they found their voice, the support, overwhelming potentially. And now I'm really looking forward to, Pavlos, really looking forward to seeing if Heretics can convert this, keep it going, and bring this to a much closer map.
I've got a fun fact for everybody, for all of you guys at home. The person leading the charge in the crowd right now has done the exact same thing in Istanbul. So if you guys have watched Istanbul and have heard someone shout, you know, about Optic or whoever was playing and trying to rile up the crowd, he's here today.
And that same works in management over at Global Esports. So God Squad, that was his team, still supporting the other teams in the tournament. I like that. It's very good sportsmanship. For Heretics, though, up against the Eco Paper X, not looking to go into the Force Spy, the trap that Heretics fell into in this first half. They find themselves trapped with Kellogg's aggression.
Already taking some damage, the taking will be finished off. Now, Heretics are feeling a lot more comfortable to traverse here in mid, right? They've shown it from the second they entered the second half. Now, with a couple of players low, softened up, should be fairly simple, but one has been left and crossed, which could be dangerous, but no, it's clean for Heretics. A flawless round, barely taking damage, giving them a 5th.
Absolutely, and this 5th has come off of what has been taking hardly any casualties, if any casualties, taking if any damage, which means that economy is going to start thriving. Yes, you're up against a full Paper X with just your bonus, but the important part of this is that you now get that luxury of having an economy, something which Heretics weren't able to achieve for the whole of their first half. Spectres, Marshall, that Guardian on Zeke, you've really got to keep an eye on now, up against the Vandals available for Paper X.
Revealing area.
I'm wondering if Heretics can win this round, because they've done that in the past. That was one of the big reasons why they were able to close up the gaps against Paper X the first map, right? The score ended up being extremely close, 13-11. We could have seen overtime. And again, half-time then was 9-3. Nothing is impossible, at least with a team of this caliber. Zeke is the first to fall early. Forsaken might be walking to the side of Mixwell, which equalizes the playing field. That is the spike down. And Mixwell doubles up. Jing wants punished, and he's able to get 1. Able to get himself out of there, but Mindfreak also wants a piece of the pie. In from mid, but they need to be careful. Heretics locked onto the other side. Heretics are far away from the action. Paper X at least can guarantee some safety.
That's great to see the cascade as well. Divide chimes in. It's all on Kellogg's with only a Marshall to work with. That Harbor completely perturbing any vision Kellogg's may hope or wish for.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, we expected them not to have too much of a chance in this, but you know, there's always the hope. There's always a chance, and it definitely needs to be respected, and that it was from Paper X.
Silence now on this A site. Kellogg's exits would be nice here. Jing relatively tags. The shot punished from Divide. Paper X with 10. They hit those double digits, and now they start setting themselves up and start preparing and crafting how they're going to be able to close out this map. And I say all of these strats that we've seen from them, authored by the masterminds at Paper Rex, really, for me, shows that they've got some very strong plans, not just on Breeze, but in the remaining maps of this series.
How much of an advantage do you think for these teams is to pick up Breeze? Obviously, you're going to be closer to ending the score. Who needs this map most?
Absolutely Heretics, bearing in mind that with the last map of Icebox, I think Heretics need to try and avoid it as much as possible.
Try and close it out at least in 4 maps if School are bought to the line 3-1. Oh, but they're not going to make this easy. Avova staying alive, switching the position, but he needs to be careful because Forsaken is on hot pursuit of him, and he won't expect it. Clearing out the site just like that, Paper Rex have got control. Mind you, Boo is still around and still wants to do damage, still wants to avoid getting that spike planted, but Devi and Forsaken cannot stop shooting, and Kellogg's is left alone. He's wondering, where are my teammates? Gets one, and may be able to find a Vandal to work with, but he sticks with the operator for now, and is looking in the wrong direction. Forsaken on a higher ground and able to close out this round.
An even scarier prospect, Pavlos, is that Forsaken's been able to retrieve this operator. Now all of a sudden that sniping prowess that was so clearly there for the first half is now going to be present in the second. And for Heretics, it took so long to stop Forsaken with that operator. The fact they've got to do it all over again has got to weigh on the psyche.
He really has.
I'd also like to mention as well, actually, is the defensive ult usage from from Heretics hasn't been great. They have still trying to farm them up now. That null command about to come online from Zeke. We're going to see the Blaze Storm come out from Kellogg's here. This has to do some damage here. Forsaken bringing out one of his own, though. Knives versus knives, an anime battle to fear here.
And you can see Paper Rex a little bit weary of that mid side. Heretics have shown that they find advantages within it. The main focus is towards this A site, but you know, you've got Forsaken towards B that can do so much all on his own. They don't check Zeke's corner, and they don't check Mixwell. Are we really going to see a twisted win from Heretics again? Are we really going to be seeing just that? Zeke goes by, flash strike, throw, damaged up, and there you go. Pinch me, man, I think I'm dreaming.
Oh, Pavlos. Knives in hand. Kellogg's delivers the killing blow. Heretics, another thrifty win. Another round of pistols and cutlery to bring them even closer to that equalizer.
That is insane. How can they do it over and over again? How can they be consistently good at it? And not only against one team, right? You can't make the statement that it's one team that is very weak against it and, you know, are overstepping. It's Paper Rex, man. They've done it against Bleed as well.
Absolutely. And look, rank 1 and rank 2 in Singapore.
Look, it all started from a mistake. You don't lose these without making mistakes.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you players with money, but you need to secure weapons for all your team.
On top of economy as well, Paper Rex isn't in a great shape. Devi about to bring up this tour de force, but up until that point, he's only working with the Headhunter.
Paper Rex, after that timeout, take a step back. Pick up some orbs. Devi can now play with a tour de force.
Well, I like how he's delaying bringing it out as well, so he doesn't give any audio cues. There you go. Brings it out when he's in the safety of the back line, and then looks to send his attention back to mid, where Heretics have forgone the position to emphasize the defense on this, what is position on B.
Heretics with nothing to check mid. Oh, Forsaken.
2 HP, Pavlos. 2 HP on Zeke. It's so hard to take a fight at that altitude and at that range.
Super risky.
Absolutely.
Super risky. And it just doesn't pay off. And Zeke now will have to hold it. He's got his teammate as well to help out with a crossfire. But Paper Rex are hoping they get pushed instead.
Absolutely. They're trying to bait Heretics into potentially trying to retake mid here, but Heretics aren't budging. You see the experience, the discipline on them. Zeke getting a little bit closer, but he still hasn't pushed through these doors.
If he throws a flash, he's going to get pushed and he's going to die.
Yeah, absolutely.
To think they can smell each other right now. But they don't check it, and Zeke doubles up before he even falls. It's a big advantage for Heretics. Can they keep it going? With the tidal wave allowing them to cross forward onto the site, they use the Empress as well as Cascade to gain even more space. Ching, can he get himself anything out of this? They're running out of time, and they lose too many players. Heretics, they can allow the spike to go down, but they've got a massive advantage to get themselves this retake. Kellogg's just patiently waiting to finish off his opponent. And Devi, with the tour de force at hand, with 3 bullets remaining in it, it will only be able to get one to survive for Heretics as they get another win.
Oh, Pavlos, the comeback may very well be on here. Heretics, they found their rhythm now. And I'll tell you what, for Zeke as well, to be able to get that kill, those kills at range, then to be able to get another kill, just 2 HP on players who should, let's be honest, should very much be clearing that position. It feels like a bit of a blunder there from Paper Rex, which Heretics are so swift to punish.
Looks like Heretics have got the fans of their own hoping for this comeback, and to be fair, last time around, they got close. But it's a matter of closing it out in the end, you know?
Yeah.
Finishing it.
Absolutely.
Paper X's lead is a substantial one.
Ready.
Absolutely. You see Tour de Force comes out on Mixwell. Oh, never mind. It was umdenard by Mixwell. Decided against. The Reckoning available for Mind Freak here. Only a Bulldog to work with, though. Mixwell on a pixel angle with the Tour de Force.
As soon as he sees the cloud burst, he does end up shooting, but does miss the mark. Zeke, that's the opener. Jing is no more, but Forsaken's actually pushing very aggressively, and he shuts down Zeke, and he takes him out of his normal form. Down to the ground he goes, but an opportunity for him to be brought back to life. Let's see if they are able to do that. Rez comes through, Zeke will die out. Mind Freak looking to move in, Mixwell killing off Forsaken. Now with 2 left on Paper X, they're actually dwindled substantially in numbers. Avova, that is a very important snake bite. Devi forced to the left-hand side of the pyramid, and now wants to move up even closer. But they deal with Devi, at least with damage, and now Benkai also, together with his teammate, will have to group upon Heretics, trying to get the defusal. It's right in front of them, Viper Spit will be utilized, Benkai's down. Devi, with only 5 points of health, will try and deny it, but he won't be able to do so. 1 bullet does the job, and 8 rounds for Heretics.
It feels like a bit of an overcommitment, actually, from Heretics there, to put in your Tour de Force, your Viper's Pit, especially that Viper's Pit there. It felt like a little bit risky of a commitment. Now that they go into now the true latter stage, the late game of this second half, that Viper's Pit may end up being crucial in the future, or the lack of.
But it goes to show at the same time that Heretics know they can't risk to lose a round.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Especially when there's a tour de force in play that can snipe you from a distance. You want to make sure you're not visible when defusing that spike.
Yeah, also big Tour de Forces as well. Both Mixwell and Devi having Jubilee games right now. Both of them really starting to show their skill. Benkai, Hunter's Fury available, but it's only pistols on the remaining members of Paper Rex. Kellogg's finds the head of Jing.
Kellogg's has been needing to stand up this game, and he definitely has on the second half. Now, can he double up? Must have got back off shot to try and get away from the same thing. He does just have Forsaken. Looking to push, looking to spray, and able to finish the job. Now, mid control, fully under control of the Paper X. They're trying to get over aggressive here, and Benkai is the first one to find a kill for them. But looking at their weaponry with Bulldogs, trying to close up the gap, they've pushed very far up that mid side. But with Heretics leaving the A site, they leave it open for the taking themselves.
There's a gap in defense, it's been spotted. Forsaken, clean as anything.
Dirty pistol throw to try and catch their attention. It works.
Remember, there's 2 shock darts and a Hunter's Fury for this afterplan here. If Benkai's able to get away, this could be a very, very strong afterplan for the members of Paper X.
And here it's very important Heretics play the numbers game.
Yep.
Don't get caught off. Benkai spotted. Now what Mixwell needs to do is wait for his team to arrive. Taking some time, man. They were on the other side of the map. This is not over just yet. Paper X with a great opportunity here to close it up. Benkai repositions. Will they expect it? Spot it. Damage through the box of over. Shutting down Mindfreak. It's all down to Benkai, but he cannot connect the shots. And it's Heretics that come out on top. They don't want to give up this comeback streak.
Is this grand final going to be a matter of trading maps, trading rounds, trading halves? Because really, Paper X, they're starting to get a little bit overwhelmed. They're starting to get a little bit shaken. And credit where credit is due to Heretics. They are playing this masterfully. Mixwell, being spotted from the flank, realizes that he doesn't have to fight. The threat of him being there is scarier than him actually fighting. And so Benkai is forced into the remaining attackers coming through that mid-rotation, and so he just joins the rest of them to keep that fight, to keep that pressure up. I would like to see it used a little bit earlier, just to force that man advantage. We saw, even in our, I think it was on Fracture, Heretics were able to find more entries. It was just Paper Rex's ability to instantly refrag that was bringing them back into these rounds. So far,
Very important round.
Paper X listing over to this B site.
Economically, they cannot lose this.
Absolutely, it's a must-win. Operator on Divide this time.
If Heretics win this round, there's a potential for them to come up against the pistol of Paper Rex and get themselves a victory. A lot of cheers for a Recon Bolt that misses the map.
That's our North American fans.
An A Recon Bolt.
As we see Kellogg's close angle to work with. This shot so far, Divide not wanting to take the duel just yet, and this close angle from Avova is going to be crucial for Heretics. Paper X, they've slowed down, but this spike is still trapped on this side.
It is. Oh, it's difficult for Avova to get quick and get Princeton in. He tries to turn his attention towards the other side, but Forsaken is low. Maybe Avova's done his due diligence here after the shock dart. Maybe the recon misses, but the shock dart doesn't. And that makes up for it. Heretics on the upper hand, but they still have provided a lot of space to their opponents. Kellogg's. Uh-oh. He's point blank with his opponents. Boo with the first sneak through. The flash is on point, but Boo will have to also get flash. Shorty, close distance. Kellogg's up drop, repositions. Here's the shot as well. Kellogg's is feeling it, and Benkai is alone with no time to spare.
He's got to save. He's got to save. That's now going to become the hero Vandal. And with that, Heretics off of some acrobatics from Kellogg's. We're going to be seeing them make it 10. We've spoke about 9-3 curses before, Pavlos. This time, it may very well be converted.
Remember what we said about Heretics winning this round?
Yep.
It cripples Paper X economically.
Absolutely. Luckily for Paper X, they've got two things going in their favor. Forsaken's going to have the Blade Storm, and Benkai, I think, with this Vandal, is going to form a two-man squad which can be able to get these early entries. But, as you said, Pavlos, the running on the rest of the team is not pretty. And for Heretics...
Crema, they're forcing!
Oh, Pavlos!
They're forcing,
This is risky. This is very risky. Blaze Storm is going to come out, but what good will it do now? Avova, Snakebite deployed instantly. He knows this is going to be fast, but how fast?
Forsaken getting the first kill here. Drop on Avova. And as they try to push forwards, Jane continues his onslaught. Actually, Heretics are in trouble. No way, the Force. So well thought out. Heretics thought maybe they have a breathing space here. Maybe they're playing up as an easy place, but no. Definitely not the case. Oh, hello. That Aldron was really important. Spotting out two of the players, but still a lot to do. Zeke taking down Jing. Heretics pretty healthy. Don't have anything else for them though.
Look how far back Paper X are playing. They just want to play the upper
No
part here.
way.
They've got two shock darts and a Hunter's Fury to worry about. Let's buy time.
So can they build the time? Aggressive play Zeke, but this leaves that Boo and Mix will have to fend for themselves. Shock dart misses.
Oh, misses!
Benkai misses the shock dart. Boo!
Oh my God!
Boo is insane. Stops defusing. 6 bullets. Benkai wins it! And Benkai puts Paper X on match point.
Benkai blasts Boo into what is going to be now the precipice of losing this map. And the confidence on Benkai. He still had the Hunter's Fury, but just didn't use it. Just didn't need it. Time, this time, was on his side. And, well, even though the shock dart failed, the aim is what makes up for it.
Enemy.
Keep in mind, Heretics have won quite a few rounds in a row now, so their pockets are full.
Absolutely, but the ult pockets are the ones you've got to keep an eye on here, and they are very much not full. They're on the precipice of getting everything, but it's not there. Yeah, Hunter's Fury comes out, and oh, it finds Boo!
Sova gets over in. Boo is out. Now needs to IGL by watching his teammates die. Avova falls again. Heretics, this may be another fake comeback here because Forsaken is chasing after you. A statement kill. Zeke leveling it up a little bit. And no commands available. Not entirely impossible given that the spike isn't yet planted. But this was all because they were waiting for Divide to rotate around. Forsaken with a final blow. Paper X ease up ahead in this grand final, being ahead 2-1 in the maps.
Pavlos, it comes after a long, hard-fought slog of a battle. Even for a very long time that we were...